Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world. We're back to continue our playthrough of Total War Attila, featuring the Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD mod. And we just got through a nice little battle that as a result of hopefully our ending of the trade agreement ended up being easier than normal when they lost a few units, I guess, due to the inability to maintain them. So we're going to continue next turn with our march up towards the Scottish Highlands. Now we've taken the lowlands, now let's head to the Highlands and see if we can't finish things up. Their army up here that has retreated out of Inverness does not look strong, and I think now is the time, rather than sit back waiting for everybody to get totally healed, we're going to continue moving north. What I more than likely will do next turn is switch out these billmen and one spearman with the King's army, where the only real injuries we have on the roster are the spearmen. And I kind of was looking as I looked to do that. As I looked to do that, the billmen actually have better attack against cavalry, while the spearmen, although the spearmen obviously are better if they're straight up used defensively. Often what I try to do on my attacks, get those spearmen over the wall and hold a position, but how often does that really work for me? You've all seen a few of my battles. Every intention is to have the spearmen in there to hold positions, but I end up having to go on the offensive with them. So I'm going to be anxious to try out the billmen and see if they do a little better on the attack, and see how I feel about them. We may be doing some conversions in our armies. We'll see. But the other big action we have going, besides what's going on in the north, is down to the county of Toulouse. And oh, look at this. Toulouse did us a favor. They used to be compact and together back here so they could reinforce each other. I'm guessing this red circle that reaches out to about there means they are on their own. Even though fortified, they are on their own, and I vastly outnumber them. So let's get out of this formation. And let's bring the attack forward. In fact, we'll move our trailing army up just so they're in range. In fact, I wonder, yeah, if I hover over, like we have reinforcement lines that you can see that they'll be able to reinforce. I see no such reinforcement lines for the enemy. So let's pick them off. If they're going to allow us this opportunity, let's go pick them off. William, your job. Let's attack.
Hear us, Lord.
Aha! But one thing we will do before we attack is we'll do my normal let's sue for peace, let's cancel all our trade agreements, and then declare war. How about that? Somehow that just makes me feel better, even though it really doesn't make that much of a difference in the game.
The day's greetings to you. Speak, for you have my attention.
So we're going to cancel trade.
We are seldom.
We're going to cancel military access. I think all our treaties are ended now that we had down here, and now we're going to declare war. Now they do have an ally, and I'm not going to call mine to help because Flanders is way up there, and the odds of them coming down here to help are pretty low. The Crown of Aragorn more than likely will come to their aid, so we got a big battle out there for us.
The legions will meet this challenge. The men grow bored when they cannot look forward to a battle.
Allies have refused to join. Toulouse is left left out there dangling. So let's get out there. And he quickly retreats, the smart man that he is. We should be able to catch up with him, and he won't be able to retreat anymore. In fact, we'll catch up to him in such a way. Let's see if we can't take the river area. Then we'll bring our main army down for the big attack. Now we're a little out of range. Let's see if we can get our follow army a little bit closer. There we go. Now we can bring in William and just wipe him out. Oh. Let's see. He's looking at spearmen. He's looking at sergeants. He's looking at crossbowmen and chevaliers. So that'll be the two cavalry units will be the toughest units we'll have to deal with. Let's just go down there and have some fun on this one. We haven't done an open field battle in a while. We're vastly outnumber him. Of course we're gonna win, but let's kind of limber up and get out there on the field. We'll see you on the battlefield. All right, looks like we have nice dry conditions here. Looks like it's going to be a nice hilly battlefield. Let's go see where we start. Okay, it's not exactly we got the high ground kind of a start. It's let's see if we can get the high ground on this start. So we'll start out, we'll lead off with our amazing longbowmen. I think they mostly have crossbowmen, so we should outrange them. In fact, let me finish the rest of my setup. We'll come back and take a look at it. They're over there at the peak of this hill, so I'm thinking we're going to want to set up on this side, see if we can't head up, take this ridge line up here, and at least come at them on even ground. So let me finish setting up the rest of the forces and we'll get this thing going. Okay, we'll kind of set up in a typical three-line formation with archers setting off at the front. The second line has mostly of our spearmen on the left, and in case they start getting aggressive, we have our best units here to help on the attack that will be on their side. Cavalry bringing up the rear. It does show that we have reinforcements coming in fairly near to us, so they'll be able to support us also. And if they start going towards us, even though it'll be uphill and a slog that way and tire them out, we'll be able to come in at a different angle on them. So we got this battle in hand. Let's get this thing started. In fact, we'll get ourselves up to the top of the ridge up here. We'll do it at a walk unless we find them relocating in some weird way to disrupt our climb up the hill. See if we can't get up there without being tired too much. After our troops get repositioned and climbed, provided nothing strange happens in the process, we'll come back and rejoin the battle. Okay, we've made it to the top of the hill with all our units. We have our forces. It turns out to being at the top of the hill, we're right near the map edge, and they are over the crest of the hill ahead of us, out of sight. We're probably going to have some weird challenges with the terrain, perhaps staying in formation, but we're going to move forward probably up to about this line, see if we have any more sight, and then we may adjust our pattern once we get up there. What was kind of cool is the heaviest of the armored units had a tough time, and they're tired and winded climbing up the hill. Everybody else who was light is still fresh. That's why I went in a walking formation to try and not tire everybody else by running up the hill. So we're going to move and make our first move forward right here, and then we'll adjust based on what we see. Walking again. Archers confidently leading the way, followed by the line infantry, the spears on this side, and their wonderful shields. Cavalry being faster, moving up in between them, and then we follow on this side with our sword soldiers. There we see them at the peak of the hill. All right, they're crossbowmen. We've made it here just out of our range, so what I'll do is probably break apart the formations that we have. I'll start setting up our own formations, grouping my archers, because we'll be sending them forward to try and engage at range to throw them off a little bit. In fact, if we look at their range before we move, Yeah, we're going to run them up about this far to engage the crossbowmen. At the same time, we are going to take our cavalry and send them down this way to kind of set up to come up on the side. And then we are going to bring our sword and melee line up behind. Okay, they are advancing, so we may have to be ready to move, and let's get our archers just in case in skirmish mode in case they get aggressive and I can't move them fast enough. And let's get them switched over to regular shot too. We'll take on their cavalry here with all of ours. Got a nice point formation. Yes. Chevalier is shrinking fast against massive outnumbering. And he's coming right up against our center. We're going to fold in on the sides here. And our own archers are working on their artillery units. Excuse me, and then we're going to fold these swordsmen up this way and wrap around and take care of them. He's brought his general down to engage with our cavalry. We're going to send our general off to the side to be able to start engaging with their troops. And let's start slamming into their rear with our swordsmen. See if we can keep them from engaging in the process of doing that. Okay, we got him surrounded down here. We're going to start bringing our general out in some of their archer crossbow units. Okay, we are on their backside. It's time to come in and complete the backside charge and break them. And we have knocked out their general. Time to send the rest of our cavalry up the hill and complete the job. Probably even before our general gets to reach the crossbowmen. Charge on in, and they are not going to last long. It should be over. I know of no other units here. Everybody is folded. Everybody is running. Aha! So his general has recovered and recouped. That's why this silly battle hasn't finished. Time to run the man down if we can catch him. Couldn't understand why. He's not near a map edge, so as soon as we catch up to him, we'll rejoin. And he turns to face us as we come charging and roaring down the hill. He made sure to stop at a little bit of a rise in the hill to slow us down, perhaps. Our general leading the charge. Let's hope William doesn't get himself killed in this silly little charge of ours. And he comes back in, coming right at us. See if we can't pull our general back out just to be safe. And he's folding. Decisive victory, as we knew it would be. Okay, most of what should be remaining, yeah, it's pretty much mostly that king. We're going to take on warriors.
Commander.
It looks like he's no longer going to exist as a fighting force. Because he had retreated once from his fortification, I do not believe he is allowed to retreat again. Alright, so while we're here, do we have any more range to get over here? Not with that unit, but we do with this unit. So, we're going to start the siege with the secondary army.
Laying siege to the settlement.
Vastly overmatched for this purpose, but we are going to get them going on the siege. Okay, they can do all that in one turn, and we will maintain the siege, and we'll get William's army as follow-up. Oh, he can reach it too. What do you know?
Would that I were as swift as the angels.
And we're ready to go. I see one promotion out of that battle. Let's get in there and see what that might be.
Hear us, Lord.
And William, the other William, now has some improved abilities here. Let's see what we can do for him. We're going to go down here towards battle movement speed. Lowering some recruitment costs while we're on the way. There we go. And then after that we can start buffing up with the next promotion some campaign movement speed also. In fact, as a general, one more thing, we have the ability, we have some stuff here. Let's gain some armor for the commanding unit, for the commander's unit. And do we even have that for William? I want to double check. Yeah, we do. We did do that at least. Okay, so the general is back here. We're going to send our assassin to be our eyes down at Montpellier. See if there's anything down there he needs to deal with, but looks like this is their armies. I don't know how much how they were able to cause so much pain for the French, but they did. In fact, we'll head you down this way, Edward, just to make sure nobody decides to change their mind and try to come up and join this war. And let's take some notes here. Traits gained. This is by John up in Scotland. He has War Cry 2. He is also, John, a siege expert, plus 15 to the commander's aura when he's laying siege, plus 5 to the morale of his force when laying siege. Nice. John also has another one. Public order all provinces. This is not good. I guess we got to stop running them down, huh? Oh, I didn't think we were killing them off after battle. We were more bringing them into the fold. But let's see, he's one good thing is he gains loyalty to all his characters, integrity to his commanding force, public order is just challenged because of this. So we may see some of those wavering cities go negative with public order now with that trait. Yikes. Our two successful battles, the lowland secured. We broke our trade agreements with Toulouse. We knew that. We gained some households. And William we just promoted already. So let's see what household members we've gained. Armor for William. More armor for William. A winged mace melee attack for William. And a military advisor, which very well could come in handy for one of my governors, to be quite honest, to help increase authority, therefore public order. So we'll keep that in our back pocket. Edmund we got moving. We have Arthur, our spy, and we're going to keep him doing what he's doing over here in Switzerland, because whatever it is, so far it has been good. We haven't had a -10 hit to public order in a while, so I guess he's making it difficult for them to react down here. Okay, we don't have a lot of funds to spend right at the moment. But we're going to do something that was mentioned to one of our viewers, and I kind of like the idea. I don't always have a lot to do with assassins, even though our stupid one down below has been successful twice now in playing that assassin role. But I'm going to send this assassin off in search of more trade partners, off in the vast unknown, and that'll help this guy pay for himself in the process. Success chance, natural gift. We're going to go with Edmund here. He also has a nice low age, so he'll survive as we go wandering, looking for more trade partners. So let's recruit Edmund.
How can I serve you?
And we'll get him going next time. All right, because of our new trait, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4 provinces have now gained some negative public order. Wessex, which we had just gotten under control. So as we get some more funds, we'll look at building opportunities over there perhaps, and if that isn't a possibility to correct the order, then we're just going to have to bite the bullet and assign a governor back to Wessex. I think what we're going to do with Henry, our other main son, the one that was older but got bypassed to being chosen as the heir, we're going to go and seek him a wife, so we can see if we can even get some more strength to our line over here. So we're gonna, he has the influence at 48, so we're gonna go ahead and spend it. And with that, we're gonna take a look at the next turn, see what that brings to us. Really, I don't think of anybody we're facing right at the moment has the strength to counter what we want to do in the short term, so we're just going to continue on going. Let's go to the next turn so we can keep doing it.
We find you worthy of benefiting from our prosperity.
Thank you, Alexander, but we have plenty of our own prosperity and we want your land. Disease spreads to the blades of mercy. Spread from Toulouse. So I guess we now have the plague because we have attacked Toulouse, which, little did I pay attention, is dealing with the plague. So well, there you go. We're going to have something else to deal with disease. At least it's not the king's army this time. And we've lost what says 166 troops in the process. A worthy bride for Henry. Let's find out. Oh, we don't like illegitimate children and those kinds of things. We're trying to strengthen the line. We're going to turn her down. Now let's see. We are militarily invested in Toulouse, that infested territory of Toulouse. We have a population surplus in Lyon. We've finished our physicians building over here in Paris, so Paris is going to be in good shape for any growth we want to take on there. Arthur has gained a rank. That is that's our spy in Switzerland, so let's get him upgraded. He's been doing a good job of keeping Switzerland negative influence free. We'll give him the extra ability to infiltrate also. Not so big that we need to have zeal, I don't think, at the moment. We'll work with cunning and authority for our next, or cunning, excuse me, cunning. We only had one left. And there is our promotion. We've gained a household dancer for Arthur, so his cunning is increased. All your worries are lost, friend, in the gyration of her hips. We've gained an infertile trait for Eustace. We're happy of that. We don't need Mr. Disloyal to reproduce. And Martin has become respectful, so that improves religious influence with him. In fact, speaking of Eustace, now that we've gained loyalty because of that new trait, even though we lost public order, Eustace is up to 3 again, so there you go. He's not as wavering as he once was. So even though got to put up with the public order hit, I guess that was kind of a nice thing to pick up trait-wise to help with our loyalty issues in the short term. All right, we are invested in Toulouse, and yes, pestilence is there. Do we have pestilence down here too? No, we do not. But wherever we go, we are going to end up bringing it with us. Fun. Fun, fun. At least this is not our main army. So what we can at least do is, after this battle, keep the plague-infested army here and move the other one, the good William, on to do further battle elsewhere. Let's just hope he doesn't catch it in his army before he has to leave. And as we indicated up here, let's reinforce this way with our main army of the king. Oh, let's get out of fortified.
March.
And we're going to take out the 4 weakened spearmen and replace them right here. And then we are going to move the king and move on Inverness.
None will escape. Laying siege to the settlement.
Okay, makes it look like we may want to bring our following army with us. They have plenty of Scottish longbowmen, which we know have caused us problems in the past as far as their garrison. Highlanders, sergeants in that army. And then we also have their general up here. 3 stars. Although we outstar him. So they have some strength here. So temporarily, we are engaged here and we will continue. Let's get our ladders and our battering rams and siege. Settlement. And what we'll do in the meantime to keep public order is send this army into Edinburgh, get healed up, and next turn when we're ready to attack on the siege, we may just bring the Holy Judiciaries. What a name for that army. We're going to bring them up for support when we're ready to commence and finalize the siege. Do not need the spy anymore, so we're going to start heading south with him. And then we're also going to take our new hire down here and set him adrift. In fact, we'll start setting him in fact, we'll keep him adrift. We'll send him via sea up around Denmark and see what we can see up around that area.
We'll get there faster.
There we go. In addition, we have you down here. We are spying nothing over here, so let's just head down to what very well could be our next target and start anticipating what we might be facing down below with the Crown of Aragon.
As you command.
Barcelona empty. Zaragoza is bolstered with an army, but we don't see much else. So not a lot of strength standing in our way right at the moment. Okay, we have a non-aggression pact with the County of Provence. Another one just boarding us is Turin. Let's see if we have non-aggression. I'd like to have a little line of non-aggression, hopefully if we don't already have it, with Milan and Turin also, just so we don't have to worry over here. And one thing I think I may have overlooked last time. There we go, shame on us. Or I guess more directly, shame on me. Let's see if we can't levy another unit. There we go. Got to remember to keep this army moving every time. I want y'all to holler out at me if you see me forgetting. But we're still going to see if we can get some non-aggression pacts down here in Turin and Milan, just so I don't have to worry about keeping a force back up in here. We can move all hands down south here soon enough. And it is the County of Savoy and the Commune of Milan. So Commune of Milan is non-aggression already, so County of Savoy is not. Let's see what their mind is for a non-aggression pact.
Welcome. Speak, friend, and honor us all with wit and wisdom.
Let's go see. Straight up, moderate chance.
I speak as the representative of my most august people. You would do well to listen.
They desire Emma right now. Well, if that's going to cause you to give us a pact, I don't know. We're not going to do it, though, right now. Because that's not what I want. Once again, we're going to try straight up.
Your wisdom would be obvious to all the world if you heed my words, those of a plain-speaking Roman.
We may have to wait until we do something with Emma and get her a husband somewhere before we get the non-aggression pact. I'm not threatened or worried too much right now, especially since we're levying troops. We're still nearby, but we'll make sure we get that done at some point. Okay, we don't have a lot of funds, but that's fine. We aren't going to spend them. What we're going to do is conduct a battle, a real battle this time.
To battle!
Blades of Mercy shall start the attack. We will be reinforced by our main army of William. Hopefully he will not catch any sort of plague in the process. We do have an advantage given all these numbers. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out with a weakened first force and what kind of reinforcements we're going to get. We're going to control the large army, and we may not be able to do much other than send up. Well, we may just send everybody up in this army to weaken them down a little bit. We'll see. More than likely, I'll wait for the reinforcements to arrive, and then we'll get moving forward. So let's get in there to the battlefield and figure this out. All right, once again, we start with some wonderful weather conditions for a battle. And let's see where our investment has weakened them. It looks like right in front of us we have the weakened towers over here. This one also 0% damage. Yeah, nothing else that's in range has any damage against us. The gates have some damage though, so our battering ram should be able to break through that. That's one thing we will do right away, even though it'll be a big old target for any archers they have on the walls. We will send our battering ram forward and advance that way. We do have a second battering ram over here also, if that should not go as desired.
We'll kill them all!
We're just going to drop these ladders that have the bowmen.
Yes, Commander!
I think our longbowmen are better served. My goodness, a lot of us were set up on ladders. So I'm going to finish the setup here, and then we'll come right back. Alright, we got the 4 ladders with spearmen ready to move up, although at the moment I'm thinking, depending on what I see on the walls, we're going to just hold off on that. I am going to send my archers forward to to start weakening them, and I'm going to send the battering ram forward. On the map up here, it shows that our reinforcements will be coming in very nearby, right behind us, so we shouldn't have to wait long to be able to move forward and take on the walls in earnest. So let's start this battle.
Battle ready and eager!
And we're headed up to the gates.
We should thank the Lord, men, for the opportunity that lies before us. Glory as we
We
go
aren't
over
seeing
the
a lot of
walls,
units on the walls,
reinforcing
but we'll find out soon enough as we bring our archers up.
woman or two.
In fact, there's the first unit we're in sight of. And our reinforcements are arriving quickly. We'll just bring the army straight down. To reinforce us. And we're not really seeing anything else coming up here. Let's get our archers, as I often forget, right at the beginning of the battle to get them on regular shot.
As you command!
And the only thing we have to focus on is their crossbowmen. So we will do that.
Take aim!
Until we see something different, that is our focus. And look, there's a catapult, but it's not in front of us for a change. We do have a barricade on the direct route once again. But we got a secondary path that appears very easy to go around, so it's not going to cause much of a detour for us. And it does not seem to be bottlenecked. Where are their troops? That's what I want to know. Ours are approaching quite rapidly. We'll just get them headed in that direction.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
And we've worn them out, and they've already rallied once in the process. But until we see something else to fire against, there's not much else for us to do. In fact, since there's nothing there to contest the walls, let's get our guys moving forward to those walls. Maybe we'll see something else make an appearance. As we get closer. Aha, in fact, there it is, Billman. It's time, as we knocked out those crossbowmen, time to focus on the Billmen. Aren't they due for a surprise? Oh, we lost sight of them now, too. Why don't we readjust these archers? Oh, there's the Billmen. They now are in sight, and we are gonna bombard them like crazy. In fact, we have our reinforcement bowmen that we're also going to bring up to this center spot. Yeah, we'll take some tower hits. We're going to lose formation there also, get them runned up so we can just pelt these guys as our gate is battered. And we are finally up to the gate. Those Billmen cannot be feeling good right about now. Like the rest of our archers running, I have them are running. Should be in place soon enough. Unfortunately, the whole army seems to be advancing quite rapidly. Okay, no, that's just their position. Okay, we're good. Okay, we'll get these archers focused on this left side, and we will get our new archers approaching rapidly for battle. Working on the other side. The walls are almost open, ready for cavalry charge on in. Okay, we've taken another Billman unit out of the mix.
Enemy units have been rallied.
Of course, they just rallied back. Let's focus on another one that's not so weak.
Battle
if we can't get our spearmen set so they can act as a defense for us. In fact, we'll have defense in depth. How about that? Doesn't look like we have anybody looking to come around our backside, so we will hold against anybody coming around against us. And we will time to bring our spears through the front door since they have broken it down. In fact, we got a spear unit here we can drop. We don't need this battering ram anymore, and we'll bring them up for support. We're going to focus again on some billmen that seem exposed for us. And these spearmen are doing what they're best at and what I like them to do best, and that is hold the line against advancing troops. If I can clear out a path up the middle, we'll definitely get our cavalry in here. And my archers on this side, it's time to focus over here. In fact, we're going to advance forward down this roadway here. I'm holding off bringing in a ton of troops, but we may need to get a little help here quickly. Because one spear unit to punch through is just not cutting it. And we are struggling in the center here, so yeah, I think it's time to bring up some more substantial troops of ours. As we falter with just the spearmen. Our archers are weakening their counterparts. It's time to help on this center here where we need some help to push through. These archers work on our levies over here. And they have a little more strength than first appears right there. Time to start our first push up the center. And the rest of these guys we're going to send up the ladders. Okay, we are faltering. At least we had 2 lines deep. They weren't able to break through that, but now we didn't have enough to really advance down there. So we're going to see if we can't set some more up here just to hold a perimeter as we get more troops over the walls. And we are, with the better troops and better quality of troops up in here in the center, we are showing the ability to break through now. Get our backup spearmen through there also, and we're about ready to bust through. Once we bust through, we are bringing the cavalry in, running them around to start outflanking and making some progress. In fact, all their troops in the center have broken, so we're going to go against the barricades with them, and we're going to bring in the cavalry.
Our men are breaking up.
At this point, we can take a look at going out of spread formation with our Longbowmen on both sides because we are not taking a lot of fire other than a tower shot here and there.
We have claimed the gates! Forward!
Well, this one didn't decide. I moved forward to the barricade, but they decided to come back and disrupt those plans. Okay, the center is ours once again. We're going to go against this barricade. We have our cavalry forward, and we're going to bring them over to the corner to go around. And I just want my spearmen that are here right now to hold the line so we can maneuver. Our swords troops are going to help bolster the center as our cavalry runs by to get around the perimeter.
The unit has used all available ammunition.
In fact, we're going to move cavalry over here to take the gates as we advance over this way. Our spearmen are having a tough time here, but we got sword support now. And their attack is wavering also. Cavalry has found some crossbowmen. We'll see if we can't take them out first in our move towards the gate. We've broken through the crossbowmen over there. Looks like we've made our statement here. Time to bring down these forces towards the crossbowmen. And it looks like we may have broken through the barricade now. And these towers are no longer a threat for us. So let's work on these crossbowmen here on the back side. We got some pole arms in the way, but we should, because they're highly depleted, be able to handle that without too much trouble. Some medium melee here. We're going to help them in the center attack, and we are going to bring in, we have more cavalry, but we're going to bring in a king right here, a couple kings as a matter of fact, or generals I should say, not kings. I'm going to bring this sword unit back to take out these billmen over here if we can get through the mess here with cavalry units. Slow slog to get over there to support us. But the billmen broke. We gotta keep our cavalry moving. They are bogged down right at the moment. But having them against crossbowmen is where we want them. We'll keep the spears, these two spear units, moving against their cavalry. Even on the attack, that should be a good match. This street battle is still a mosh pit. In fact, we're going to try and get the heavy melee to see if they can push through to dislodge them. And they're already starting to waver. Cavalry is doing its job against the crossbowmen. It would be nice to knock this unit out so we can support the cavalry over here. In fact, we're going to take this one cavalry unit, see if we can support these spearmen and end that one. It's a general's bodyguard, so he's got some strength. This cavalry folded against the crossbowmen. So crossbowmen are tough. They must have some nice armor-piercing shot, I'm guessing. And we folded in the middle. They folded in the middle, so let's go against the crossbowmen here. We have another general's bodyguard up ahead. So our cavalry has all recovered there. Let's keep them moving against this crossbowman. Our spears are holding tough against this guy, but not by much. Let's get some more support down there. And let's send our two generals up the center. Let's go up the center, guys. We are engaging the general in the center of the city. We're going to come back for support down below because we have the general up in the city center covered. We're going to bring our cavalry back to try and help against that general's unit. Cavalry up the hill into the city center, and now that we got our generals where we want them, we're going to send them right up in the center also. And we finally have this general's unit waving with an attack in the rear. We'll bring this trailing unit over here so the crossbowmen don't become an issue. General in the center of the city has folded. So we'll send our generals to claim the center of the city, and we'll send the rest against this crossbowman. And they should be folding soon. What, they've rallied their crossbowmen? There's the end. I mean, they've rallied the crossbowmen and the catapults is what they did. Let's end this battle. It was a close victory. We took a lot of injuries, mainly because we sent in kind of piecemeal. I wanted to see how far and how much progress the original army could make. And I wonder if I've just sent their, ringed their death knell because of the pestilence and them being so weak. If they'll manage to survive this battle as a unit, we'll find out. Let's end this battle. Alright, close victory. We lost over 1,400 men, so pretty costly battle. And our main attacking force, you can see they took the brunt of it right there. But not the total brunt of it. We took some major casualties with our cavalry, with all the work that they did also, and then our supporting spearmen. So we got some numbers to recover here. In spite of disease, we are going to occupy. We are going to take our general right here and see if he is able to fortify. If not now, we will get him fortified after, but he can.
Get to work. At your command.
And this army is seriously depleted, but we have taken over Toulouse. We're going to just do, I think, let's see, fairground, wheat fields, training grounds, and mustering grounds. I don't think any of the repair costs, what, 450? Now we can't afford to rebuild all these, so we're going to see if we can afford. Let's just do the city proper. The fairground we're going to dismantle just because of public order squalor. Until we get a read on that, we're going to dismantle it down to a lower level. We'll repair the wheat fields, and I'm not sure on these two. I don't know what I'm not going to spend the money on these two yet. I'll look at those a little closer and think about that. So before we do any more, I think we've reached our limit. We're going to have to come back and clean up the details on this battle down here, take a look up to the north, take a look all around the map, and get ready to move forward next episode. So this is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. Thank you for watching this episode. I really do appreciate it. Remember, hit that like, subscribe if you haven't, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Just say hi if you got nothing else to say. I like the activity. I love hearing your comments, and I do respond to all of them. You all have a great one. Hope to see you next time.